Has it been a while since your last Walt Disney World vacation? I know. Even if you haven't been in 2 or 3 years, so much has changed. If you want some good first-timer tips, if you've never been to Walt Disney World, stay tuned and watch this video. Yes, it's about 15 minutes long, but I think it might help you out. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Coral from Coral Joy Travel, the travel agent that loves everything Disney. I today wanted to talk to you about some first-timer tips for visiting Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World can be very overwhelming, especially if you haven't been in many, many years or if you have never been. There are so much to know and to learn about prior to a Walt Disney World vacation. So I want to share with you some really important tips, maybe some helpful tips for a first-time visitor to Walt Disney World. So stay tuned. So my first tip for clients heading to Walt Disney World is to share with them the difference between the types of tickets that Walt Disney World offers. There are essentially two different types of tickets. One is called a base ticket, and with a base ticket, you are able to visit one park per day. And you can go in and out of that park as many times as you want. You can go in the morning, you can leave and go back to your resort, and then you can come back to that same park in the afternoon to enjoy it some more. That's a base ticket, and that's the least expensive ticket that Disney offers its clients. So that's a good one to know the difference. There's another ticket called a park hopper ticket, and a park hopper ticket allows you to visit more than one theme park during the day. So say you wanted to go to Magic Kingdom in the morning, which is where Cinderella's castle is, and you wanted to go back to your resort, swim in the pool, and then head to Hollywood Studios in the afternoon or evening to ride Toy Story Midway Mania or Rock and Roller Coaster or see Star Tours, you can do that. So that's the park hopper ticket. It allows you to go in and out of more than one park per day. Now remember, there are 4 theme parks at Walt Disney World. Epcot, that has Spaceship Earth that looks like this, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and of course the iconic Magic Kingdom. So there are 4 theme parks. So that's my first little tip of information to explain the difference between really a base ticket and a park hopper ticket. Know which one you want when you are booking your Walt Disney World package. That's very, very helpful. And my next bit of advice is to let my clients know that if you are staying on Disney property in one of the Disney hotels, whether it's a value hotel, a moderate hotel, or a deluxe hotel, you will have a mini fridge in your room. It doesn't matter what level of hotel you are staying at, you will have a mini fridge. This is good to know if you have a toddler, if you have a baby and you need to keep milk cold or food cold, or if you have medicines that you need to keep chilled. This is really good to know. The freezers don't work super well, but definitely the fridge is great. So it's just a mini fridge. It's just helpful to know that you can have some things on hand if you need be. Also, another tip that I share with my clients is first-timer clients especially is explaining what extra magic hours are. There are so many phrases and bits of information, but extra magic hours will happen at least in one park every day. It could be, and it allows Disney on-site hotel guests either early entry into a theme park, it could be early morning hours, or it could be later evening hours. So early or morning hours. The early morning hours start 1 hour before regular population is allowed into the Disney theme parks, usually around 8 a.m. And the evening magic hours usually allow guests who stay on site at a Disney hotel 3 additional hours to enjoy the theme parks in the evening. So there is at least one park per day that has extra magic hours. Sometimes there's more than one, depends on how busy the day is or the month is. But that's really good to know what extra magic hours are. Now, one thing you may not know, being a first timer, is that the theme parks that have these extra magic hours tend to be the most crowded park that day. That's typically what happens. It really encourages a lot of the Disney hotel guests to go to that park. Thus, you have a lot of people at those parks. So it's kind of a hit and miss. If crowds don't bother you and you want to enjoy the extra hour, do it. If they do bother you and you still are an on-site guest, you may choose to go visit another theme park that day and avoid the crowd. So that's kind of just good information for a first timer to know. All right, another tip that I share with my first timers is explaining what Fast Pass Plus reservations are. So every client that goes to Disney, whether you're staying on site at one of the Disney hotels or you're staying at an off-site Disney hotel, you are allowed to make Fast Pass reservations. What does that mean? Well, it means you can, in advance, book 3 rides at one theme park that you want to visit on the days of your Disney vacation. Fast passes allow you to wait in a shorter line. Sometimes you have to wait maybe 5 minutes in the line to get through to the ride, but it's a much quicker line than waiting in the regular standby line. If you are an on-site Disney hotel guest, you can make those Fast Pass Plus reservations 60 days in advance, 60. That's 2 months before your trip. If you are an off-site Disney guest, you can make your Fast Pass reservations 30 days in advance. And where do you make those reservations? At mydisneyexperience.com. If you do not have a Disney account, make one. If you are going to Disney, link all of your confirmation number with your hotel information. It will give you all of your all the information about fast passes, ride information, restaurant information, you name it, it's on that site. So if you do not have a My Disney Experience account, make sure you make one. Okay, that's really, really important. And for fast passes, there are so many different choices you can make, but if you are working with Disney Vacation Planner, they can help you with the recommendations. The most popular rides are usually the ones I recommend my clients go to for a fast pass, and then they can wait in the regular standby lines that aren't as long. And there are also some height requirements for children. Some rides you need to meet certain criteria, so that's also good information to know as well. Now, another thing that first timers don't know is that Disney World is not like the outside world. So if you want to go out to eat on a particular Friday night, most often you can walk into most restaurants and either be seated immediately or be seated in 60 minutes if you just wait. That's not always the case at Walt Disney World, and that is why you are allowed to make Disney dining reservations 180 days before your arrival. I know that sounds crazy, but the most wanted restaurants at Walt Disney World, they will get sold out. So you won't be able to get a reservation there if you don't do that very as quickly as you can when you have the opportunity to make your dining reservations. Now, there are dining plans at Walt Disney World. You do not have to be on or have purchased a dining plan to make a dining reservation. Okay, so if you just want to eat out and pay cash or pay on a credit card, you can make these reservations 180 days in advance of your trip and enjoy eating at a restaurant that you wouldn't probably be able to eat at if you just waited and walked into the restaurant at Walt Disney World and asked if there was availability, because more often than not you would sadly hear the word, no, we don't have any availability tonight, or even the rest of the week kind of thing. So that's just good information for first timers to know. I know it really does sound crazy, but it's true. That is the truth. So definitely make your dining reservations in advance. And again, if you're working with a Disney vacation planner, oftentimes they do this for you at no additional cost to you. Another tip that I share with my clients is that you're not going to be able to do everything that you want, most likely. And I know that maybe sounds a little crazy, but the reality is you have to be flexible when you're at Disney. The weather is oftentimes different than, where you're from, and it might tire kids out or adults out, and you might need to take a rest because your feet aren't used to walking like Disney needs you to walk. I always just say be flexible and kind of listen to your family. If you guys are doing great and you're going with the flow and everything is wonderful, keep it up, have fun. But if you're hearing sadness or, crying, or just you see a little bit of exhaustion or misery, stop, reflect, get a snack, kind of regroup and kind of check in with each other and see what needs you guys have, and if that means maybe you don't go on that last fast pass and you go back to your resort and go to the pool because that would make everyone happier. Be flexible and consider doing that. It's important, and just know that you're going to have a blast even if you don't get everything checked off of your list of what you want to do. If you just relax and just have a good time with each other. And that's the best, most important advice. And this is a tip from a client that was a first-time client of mine after they came home from Walt Disney World. It was to share with me that I would share with my new first-time clients this information. When you go into any theme park, there are 4 theme parks again: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. When you are trying to get into that theme park, before you can even, use your ticket or use your magic bands, you have to go through a security line. If you have a backpack or a stroller or a bag, you have to get your bags checked. If, however, you do not have a backpack or a stroller or anything on you besides your clothes, there is a line that is the shortest line, and that is called the line without bags. If you don't have a bag, you go to that line, and usually there is either nobody in that line or less than 10 people in that line. That's good to know. If you don't need to carry a bag, don't carry a bag. If you do need to carry a bag, then obviously, or a stroller, we have to understand that there's lots of children going, and you might need to bring some snacks and foods and cameras and all that stuff. Then you will have to, go in one of the lines, all the other lines that are usually very long, and you'll have to wait to get that bag searched. That could take up to 15, 20, 30, it depends on how busy it is, but it could take a long time to go through those bag check lines. Sometimes it can be quicker, but if you can avoid having a bag avoid having a bag. I know my family, we have older children. We do not carry bags. We use our Magic Band, and that, allows us to buy whatever we need at the parks. Gets us, it's our ticket. It does our fast passes. We keep our cell phones in our pockets, but other than that, we do not carry a bag for that reason. We want to get in that park, we want to go on those rides, and we don't want to wait on any lines that we don't have to. So I hope this first time tips and information help you first-timers out there. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am a Disney vacation planner. You can find my contact information in the description below. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. I will be sharing a video tip at least once a week. And visit me on Facebook, Coral Joy Travel. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!